I know you've seen the marketing around selling north of $1 million in just 3 days at an event for coaches, and today I'm going to tell you exactly how we do that. Welcome back. This is Kevin. I want to be very clear. Events are not part of my business model, at least not yet, but I am hired as a high ticket closer for quite a few coaches throughout the course of the year. I get to come into these events and see behind the scenes, but also to do my thing, which is sell the high ticket offer. I'm going to tell you today kind of what goes into those events and how you might be able to duplicate it on your own. So the first thing you got to realize is that $1 million in sales in 3 days is a gross number. It is not the net number. So you have to back out of that all the costs for the event space, for the catering, for the audiovisual equipment, for the travel, for the hotels, for all the things that go into it, swag bags. I do know some people who net north of $1 million in their events, but that's really what y'all want to get clear, is that just because it's $1 million doesn't mean it's a net $1 million. My area of expertise is how do we get people into an event, get them warmed up to the community, present them with an offer, and then close them in 3 days. Some of the offers go north of $100,000. Most of them are around $30K for the work that I do. How do we get people into our event and close them on a $30,000 coaching deal in such a small amount of time? Well, I will say it's a skill that I've developed over the last decade of watching some people who are very good at it. You really want to understand the sales part of it. When I come into an event, the first thing I want to do is know the offer, know what's involved, know the outcome. And I want to work for a company that's got proven results. I don't really work for people who are testing things out. I work for people who are proven in their results. I know that it's going to help people. They've also done a great job of inviting the right people into the room. You know, I've done events where there's 1,000, 2,000 people in the room. I much prefer doing a 150, 200, 100 person event where everyone is right for the room. What is the viable buying units in the room? That's kind of event speak. But that is very, very important, because if I coach 75 people over a weekend, I want to know how many of those people have a to buy and how much, and if this program will help them. So the number of people is irrelevant to me. It's the number of right people that I'm more concerned about, and the process that we go through to vet the ticket sales. I like working smaller events that everyone is right and that we can have a good chance of a large percentage of those people signing up for the program we're offering. So once I know that the event is good and the attendees have been vetted and that the program we're offering is viable and legitimate, then I look at the venue and I say, what environment are we bringing these people into? You know, staying away from the mass chain hotels and really put them in an experience, put them in an environment that is unique and fun and energetic. Those are all important things. When you're asking for a sale, that energy is what you're looking for. I'm at the Scott Resort and Spa here in Scottsdale, Arizona today. This is my room. And we're doing an event for about 130 people. And all of these people, I've done this event for 3 years in a row. It's a wonderful event. Even if you don't buy, it's a great event. What I like about this venue is that it really puts people in a communal kind of setting where everyone has their own room, of course, but the pool and the greens and the common areas they really foster this community where you get to know the people there. And if they pay money for a ticket, money for airfare, hotel, and all that, are they going to get an experience, or is it just a room of information? After I look at the venue, I kind of look at how many years this has been going on. You know, how many mistakes have you made in your event before? What did last year's do? And I just got hired to do a new event that I am not as familiar with, but what I do know is that person did north of 2 million in sales in their first year, and they're looking to do something similar or greater next year by employing someone like me who can come in and close a little more percentage on the high tickets. And once you find the right people, you'll find that events are a staple of their revenue every year. So if you go in and do a good job, there's a good chance you're going to get invited back next year. So once you've got the event and the guests are vetted and everyone's there and the space is nice and it's an experience, there's something that will be it's normally called the coaching zone or the coaching area. And that's where every attendee will get 15, 20, sometimes 30 minutes with a coach. And it's designed really to help them, give them one-on-one advice, but also to see if they're right for the program and if we might offer that program for them. So the coaching space is very important. You kind of want it to be not in a high traffic area. You want it to be out of the way. Things tend to get emotional in these coaching sessions because we go really deep, really fast. You really want the coaching area to be kind of away from high traffic zones so that the people that are selling can really focus on the communication with the attendees. And that's something else I look for. Is the coaching zone in the middle of all the chaos, or in the middle of the excitement or the energy or the entertainment? Or is it off to the side where I can actually have a good chance at having an honest heart-to-heart conversation with these folks and decide if it's right for them, and then if it is, make them that offer to come into the program? That is, when you're sitting at the table in 15, 20 minutes, you're probably not going to close anyone on a 30K deal. It's going to require some texting and follow-up throughout the event. So you have to be visible, not just when you're working, but at all of the things that are going on. You have to be visible and really make yourself known as part of the event, as an expert in your space, as someone who knows this program very well, who knows the person putting on the event very well, and really become part of their team for a few days. Be there to guide people through whatever process they're on. And lastly, for high ticket closers, there is a magic zone after the event. So 2 days after the event, that's the follow-up period where you've had this deep conversation with people, and after that event, you touch base with them. They've gone back home, they've gone back to their lives. The excitement has worn off a little bit. And I can't tell you how many people that really I close after the event takes place, because we're following up 2 days after. I block off 2 days of my schedule after the event so that I can follow up. So as a high ticket closer, you got to understand that, and you got to put forth the effort, which means you've got to be available for those days after. So there you go. If you want to know what really goes into making a 7-figure event, it has everything to do with the sales process. Now, the program itself is very, very important. It's a lot of fun. It's so much fun, and it's a win-win. And if you do a great job at it, they invite you back, because it's a cornerstone of their business. So if you have any questions about high ticket closing or event management, event sales, put in the comments below, or send me an email directly at kevin@mynextcrest.com. Happy to help you, happy to answer any questions you might have, or maybe even come and work at your event for you. We'll see. I'll see you soon.